Dave Campbell's Texas Football is proud to partner with our friends at TxDOT to end the streak of daily deaths on Texas roadways as they are rolling out the Be Safe, Drive Smart Road Tour across the state of Texas. Here to talk about it from TxDOT is our friend Raul Leal. Mr. Leal, thank you for your time.
Thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you.
We're proud to partner with you guys. And I'm just curious, you guys are rolling this road tour out to different high school football games across the state of Texas. What is really the issue at the heart of this road tour that you guys are trying to address?
Pretty much the issue is, of course, deaths on Texas roads. We need to curb that as much as we can. This falls in line. Our Be Safe, Drive Smart campaign falls in line with our End the Street campaign, which is the umbrella over all the campaigns at TxDOT for traffic safety. And so basically, we've got some sad stats that tell us, we've got a lot of injuries and fatalities on roads, and the Eagle Ford Shale area where we're at in Laredo is, of course, part of those 5 energy sectors that produce these stats. Last year, 1,072 people died in traffic crashes in the state's 5 main energy producing areas. And so that's a quarter of the state's total traffic fatalities in 2022. That's a lot. That's too many. And we definitely want to curb this. So we need people to be more responsible behind the wheel.
You mentioned you guys are down in Laredo. I know we're going to be down there at a big game this week in Laredo. Also, the road tour rolling out to the Permian Basin, places in between. You kind of touched on it, but I'm interested. Could you dive in a little bit deeper as to why these areas and why you guys are specifically targeting these types of areas?
Okay, well, this particular game here happened in Laredo soon. Actually, is part of our. It's in Laredo, in the middle of the Eagle Ford Shale energy sector. And of course, that's where we get an opportunity to remind folks at a large venue like this to, of course, be safe and drive smart. Of course, we know, and we need to tell our folks here when we are at the game, that sharing the road with large trucks can be a hazardous experience. So drivers need to look out for limited visibility, changing of road conditions, and of course, less road to maneuver around some of these big trucks. And of course, there's a lot of wear and tear. You might find a lot of tires and things that might cause a distraction or even cause you to swerve off when you don't need to be swerving off. So definitely, we want large trucks and passenger vehicles to drive well in that environment.
I would like to ask you now, about the numbers. We talked about it. It's the numbers are actually heading in the right direction. It's about a 4% decrease in traffic deaths in these regions over the year over year, which is fantastic. But it's still over 1,000 deaths in these energy sectors, and I know that is something that. You celebrate the wins where you can find them, but I know that you guys are not satisfied with just a small decrease. You want to get that number down to as close to zero as we can.
Oh, most definitely. And at a given moment, anything can happen on Texas roads. And of course, we know that driver responsibility is a major factor. Just to mention, failure to control speed and driver inattention are ranked as the top 2 contributing factors in crashes in these 5 main energy sectors. Just a point in fact, about 2 weeks ago, we had a sad crash on I-35, and we had a fellow coworker who was actually a witness to all this. And they happened to be driving right next to the vehicle that crashed, unfortunately. But he tells me at every moment in time, the crasher was not paying attention to their driving. It's incredible how these things happen. So we may take it for granted that we can put down the phone and not pay attention to it, but we're so driven by our social media and electronic devices. But definitely all the more so that we need to really, preach this message further to everybody that can hear this podcast.
And then I know that we're really excited to partner with you guys to roll this the road tour out to these high school football games across the state. It's an interactive traffic safety exhibit. It's really cool. I've seen it myself. It's really amazing what you guys put in. When people come to that, what are the main takeaways, the main tips that they're going to come away with?
Well, the main things that we want to teach these people with the interactive display that we'll have outside the entrance to the football game is, of course, the fact that we need to push home certain safety tips on the road, which are the basics. And of course, follow the posted speed limits. We know that adjusting to the road and matching does not sometimes always match with road conditions, because you might have some inclement weather. But in some situations, only safe speed, reducing the speed to a safe speed would be the best. Second of all, stay focused on your driving. Put that phone away, as I just mentioned. We just need to stay away from these devices that can cause some havoc out on the road. And of course, large trucks require plenty of space. As I just mentioned, heavy trucks married with small passenger vehicles. So everybody needs to be more vigilant. Of course, as far as the drivers are concerned, passenger vehicles, they need to stay away from large trucks, creating a cluster of heavy trucks that can cause more situations at any given moment. And of course, never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. We know everybody loves football in Texas, but definitely we want to keep that in a safe way, have a designated driver and those kinds of things. And we would appreciate that. And of course, obey stop signs and traffic signals. And, last tip I've got is always buckle up. Using occupant protection, seat belts does save lives. So we want that as an added safety cushion for folks out on the road as they drive to their destinations, to and from the football game.
TxDOT is going to be rolling out their Be Safe, Drive Smart road tour across the state of Texas. Laredo and the Permian Basin in particular are going to be hit up by our friends at TxDOT, and Raul Leal from TxDOT joining us. Mr. Leal, thank you so much for your time and your information.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day.